Alright, this video is specifically for my YouTube partnership reviewer. So if you're wondering why I'm just doing it on my phone, well, I'm in the middle of my exam hiatus, which as my regulars know means I don't upload any videos, but I suppose I can do some quick ones on my phone, which is why there's no proper thumbnail, proper voiceover with my microphone or anything of that sort. But a little life update. I've hit the watch time required to become a YouTube partner. So what they do now is they review your channel, and for obvious reasons they can't review every single video, especially least of all mine. Like some of mine are an hour plus, right? So for my YouTube partner reviewer, this video that I'm gonna whip up on the fly will basically give you a rundown of what's involved here. So what am I all about here? Well, if you couldn't tell by the name, it's about treating life as a video game. Instead of leveling up your character in a video game, you do so in real life. Ignore the dirty laptop screen. So the way I look at it is you've got 7 stats, but there's 5 main ones. You got your career, which refers to jobs that require a certain skill set or level of experience or education or something. Basically a not dead-end job. Money refers to money, obviously. Not all money's tied to a job, obviously. And you can have the sort of lower skilled dead-end jobs while you're in uni studying or in high school or whatever. Like I currently have 2 jobs, one of them's professional career and the other one's also dead-end. So it's not when I work that job, it's not a level up to my career, but it's a level up to the money stat. Aesthetics refers to gym mainly, but you've got stuff like I use minoxidil on my hair. I use Botox on my forehead because it wrinkles really bad. I get dental work done way more frequently than most people, which is still only like once a year. Actually, well, I'm going twice this year at least, but you know what I mean. And I also get laser hair removal, so none of that's related to gym, but it's related to your looks. So that's what I mean when I do that. And like a skincare routine and stuff like that. Like it's not technically a gym level up, is it? But it's an appearance level up, so you could kind of call this appearance too. But stuff like following your diet and going to the gym comes under this stat. Investments refers to stock trading, whether that be short-term or long-term, and then real estate, stuff like that as well, and as well as learning about the financial system. Very important, because it doesn't really matter how much you make unless you make like millions and millions of dollars, but the prices of everything's gonna outpace your wages eventually, in most cases. So if you learn about investments, you can park your money in the assets earlier and then ride the wave up rather than getting drowned under that wave, as we're seeing around the world with real estate right now. And then brand, it refers to having like a famous name, like The Rock, for example. Most people know who that is, or like Taylor Swift, for example. Like she performed here in Victoria, Melbourne recently, and she sold out the whole stage. Why? Well, yeah, she's a good singer and whatnot. I like her music at least. But she has a famous name. If I went to Melbourne, would I sell out a concert? Would I sell out a stadium? Hell no. My brand name is tiny compared to hers, right? And then from the back of that brand name, you can scale your income way better than a career or whatever. Like if you're Taylor Swift, you can make more in one concert in one night than like a high-end engineer makes in a whole year of his work, if that makes sense. Like she can make millions in one night of work because she has a big brand name. What engineer makes millions in one day of work? Like what profession at all makes millions of dollars in one day of work? None. So that's what that is. But then obviously growing a brand, obviously not everyone becomes famous. If everyone's famous, no one is. So that's the 5 main stats in a nutshell. And then you've got defense and mental health as per my brand logos. Defense is like job security and stuff. For me, for example, career in accounting, pretty stable. So I'm not really too worried about like job stability or job security. Like for whatever reason I lose my job, I mean, it would suck, but it's not like I'd be down and out. Like there's plenty of other accounting jobs out there, and I got enough of a skill set where I could get back on my feet relatively quickly, I would imagine. And my second job at the supermarket, well, doesn't matter how good or bad the economy's doing, everyone needs groceries. So that's defense stat. And then mental health, self-explanatory, pretty important, right? Like you can't just be leveling up these 5 here without any consideration for that. So yeah, the primary gist of my whole YouTube channel is about education. Like I teach people stuff about like diet, their career, money tips, like anatomy stuff in the gym, like, you know, do this exercise because of this reason, do this exercise because of that reason, avoid this because of that reason. Teaching them about like good investment, well, yeah, that too. Good sources of investments, good channels to watch for learning about investing. Basically, it piggybacks off these sort of 5 stats here. I don't talk too much about the brand, since obviously I don't really know much about that, since I do not have a enormous brand myself. But yeah, it pretty much revolves around education, as you might be able to guess from my channel type on Social Blade. I also share bits and pieces of my journey in the game of life. Been through a bit of a roller coaster, to say the least, so sharing it helps other guys know, or like I've made the mistakes so everyone else doesn't have to. There's an element of debunking bad ideas too. I suppose that comes under education, but from what I gather, you guys seem to look at the most popular videos on your channel, and my most popular ones come under debunking Adonis School, which is a very bad investment. I don't know how in the loop you are with it, but basically it's extremely overpriced, and it sort of brainwashes you into pursuing the wrong path. So that's what the most popular video on my channel is about. If you're wondering, is this channel about slandering everyone? No, but I will call out some bullshit. I will call out some crap or bad ideas when I do see it. So for my YouTube partnership reviewer, that's pretty much the gist of what this channel's all about. So that'll just save you a bit of time if you don't want to have to troll through all the hours and hours of content on my channel. Then yeah, hopefully this has basically summarized it for you. But for my regulars, before I go back to my little exam hiatus with all this crap I've got to go through here, my CPA studies, I'm going to drop one little tidbit for you. Well, sorry, it's not really a tidbit, I guess. It's just something I've sort of whipped up in the prior week. Life update, I've had a chat with a broker, and then it looks like at this stage that I will get the loan I need, and I will also have the deposit I need for my house. So everything looks good to go. But given some little recent rental market calculations I've seen, I don't know how accurate this will actually be. Like, I'll go over this document in detail, like after my exam hiatus, maybe. But there seems to be a way I can actually get my house to pay for itself. Now, I will go over the details in the video, but there are some rooms in the suburb my house is being built in that do rent out for like $215, $230. I've seen as high as $250. I don't think that's super common, but it is possible. But you got to think, this is like, my house is still like at least a year from being ready yet, and then I'll live in it myself for a year to take advantage of a grant from the Victorian government. So $250,000 $250 per room will likely be pretty standard by the time I'm able to rent out the rooms in my house. And based on these calculations, that could pocket me $110 a week. Like, I make $750 and then expenses $640, like the mortgage repayments. This doesn't include like landlord insurance, flood insurance, home and contents, stuff like that, right? But I won't worry about that until the house is actually ready, because I got no idea what that'll be. But if you ignore those, the house will be paying for itself. Now, this is something I whipped up really quick, and I don't know the feasibility of this, right? And I do need to do more homework on it before sharing more of it with you guys, but I thought I'd just drop this little tidbit here. It might give you a quick example of like why do you work 7 days a week? Like, quite a few reasons, but you know, this might happen, right? And then it's like, oh, well, you're living with people, won't that get annoying? Well, if I'm living with them and they're, you know, positively gearing my house, then I'm not really going to worry about that, am I? And then there's 2 lounge rooms in the place, and then I've also got my own bedroom, so it'll be fine. But you know, this is for well down the track yet. Like, the land's not even ready, right? So I figured I'd just drop this because obviously it's not just my YouTube reviewer who's going to be watching this. Probably some regulars will too. So that's a little tidbit. I keep calling it a tidbit. That's a little bit of a update. There is one more video that's coming out after this, and I actually made that video like not a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago now. I've made it. I'll release it in about a week or so. And in that video, I do like a bit of an update before my hiatus. And in that hiatus video, I talk about how I'm close to needing the watch time for the YouTube partnership program. I speculated in that video that maybe I would be not a part of it, but like being reviewed for it by the time the video gets out. And hey, yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, just thought I'd leave you with a bit more of an update on the grind. But we've got to get back to the exam hiatus grind. So I'm just gonna chill out, listen to the Gen 4 musics while I study, because it helps me study. Nice relaxing music. So to my YouTube partner, just let me know if you have any questions on my channel or whatnot. If I'm not eligible for the partnership program, please let me know why, and I'll adjust my channel accordingly. But if not, hope to hear from you soon. And for my regulars, keep up the grind. I'll speak to you guys soon.